If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life. Whereas death is certain if you cling to your corner. But a kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. Who wishes to fight must first count the cost. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare.
Always mystify, mislead, and surprise the enemy if possible.
Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose. Knowing the enemy enables you to take the offensive. Knowing yourself enables you to stand on the defensive. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands. But the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Rouse him, and learn the principle of his activity, or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself, so as to find out his vulnerable spots. Victorious warriors win first, and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first, and then seek to win. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. When your army has crossed the border, you should burn your boats and bridges, in order to make it clear to everybody that you have no hanker. The general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. The opportunity to secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands. But the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the all warfare is based on deception. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. In war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The opportunity to secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Victorious warriors win first, and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first, and then seek to win. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. One mark of a great soldier is that he fight on his own terms, or fights not at all. There are roads which must not be followed, armies which must not be attacked, towns which must not be besieged, positions which must not be contested, commands of the sovereign which must not be obeyed. Bravery without forethought causes a man to fight blindly and desperately like a mad bull. Such an opponent must not be encountered with brute force, but may be lured into an ambush and slain. The skillful tactician may be likened to the Shui Jan. Now, the Shui Jan is a snake that is found in the Chang Mountains. Strike at its head, and you will be attacked by its tail. Strike at its tail, and you will be attacked by its head. Strike at its middle, and you will be attacked by head and tail both. For knowledge cannot be gotten from ghosts and spirits, cannot be had by analogy, cannot be found out by calculation. It must be obtained from people who know the conditions of the enemy. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home. If words of command are not clear and distinct, if orders are not thoroughly understood, then the general is to blame. But if orders are clear, and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, then it is the fault of their officers. The general who advances without coveting fame, and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. To fight and conquer in all our battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. If your opponent is temperamental, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. If sovereign and subject are in accord, put division between them. Attack him where he is unprepared, appear where you are not expected. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. When one treats people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and reposes confidence in them, the army will be united in mind, and all will be happy to serve their leaders. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Sing like no one's listening. I like you've never been hurt. Dance like nobody's watching, and live like it's heaven on earth. Do all the good you can, for all the people you can, in all the ways you can, as long as you can. Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. I live by that. You grind hard so you can play hard. At the end of the day, you put all the work in, and eventually it'll pay off. It could be in a year, it could be in 30 years. Eventually, your hard work will pay off.